for joining us on another episode of Built with Jason White. And my guest today, I've known for a couple of years. Just a couple of years. This is actually my oldest daughter, who I've known her for most of her life. She is 21 years old, Miss Alayna White. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and this one is going to be one for, I think guys will get a lot out of it too, but one for the ladies. So as always, we're trying to forge strong men and families to lead with faith, build with purpose, and live with impact. And today, well, before we get into what we're going to talk about today, let's a little background on Alayna here. First I told you she's my daughter. So my oldest daughter, she leads worship with New Haven Church and has done that now for 5 or 6 years, something like that?
Yeah, yep.
6, 7? Can we? No,
not that much.
Okay, all right. Anyways, plays several instruments, piano, guitar, dabbled with the drums for a minute. Still got a drum set in my basement that hasn't been touched for a long time, but played softball for about 14 years. No longer plays softball. Now she cheers on the New Haven men's softball team. Oh my word,
it's awesome. It's so fun.
And more importantly, and what we're going to talk a lot about today is I've seen a major transformation with Alayna in the gym, in her nutrition. She's been in the gym, I want to say probably about 5 years now.
Yeah, about 6. Yeah.
6 years, but over the last, I want to say 2 years, it's been a major shift in kind of your focus in the gym. So we're going to talk a lot about health and fitness because she's grown a ton in both health and fitness and is constantly telling me what I should and shouldn't be doing. So we're going to get it out to the world today. All right. So we're going to do some fire starters like we always do to kind of get the ball rolling, get to know Alayna a little bit. So number one, what's one thing most people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh, I think one thing most people would be surprised to learn about is I have a lot going on in my mind all the time. And I feel like that's not always portrayed in the way that I act or the way the things I say, but I am constantly thinking, I'm constantly analyzing. I wouldn't say I self-critique a lot, but I self-analyze a lot.
Define what's the difference between critique and analyze in your mind?
Well, critique I would think is more demeaning or more in a negative manner, but I would say analyzing, it's more so, okay, how did I respond to this situation? And
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you want to share with everyone. What they wouldn't know about you is that you're constantly just analyzing
I'm a pretty
things?
Public person. I post my life on social media,
there
so
you go.
I think there's not much people don't know.
That is true. All right. And by the way, I'm decked out in the USA gear because USA is playing tonight in the FIFA World Cup, so we're going to be celebrating and enjoying. Actually, when this comes out, it would have already happened, but whatever. So,
it's okay.
Number 2, if you weren't doing what you do today, because you're doing so much, what would you be doing?
Oh man, I'm living my dream. I don't.
That is true.
I am. I'm on my way, but I feel like if I wasn't doing wouldn't be taking the path that I am right now, I think I'd probably be more into music. I'd be doing some sort of songwriting, singing,
I could see that.
And that's not a path that I couldn't take realistically right now, but it's not something I'm so much interested in. So
I remember asking you a question, and you said you absolutely love music, and I said, well, would you want to chase it and try to? She goes, and you said, nah, I wouldn't want to do it for a living.
Yeah.
I would take the love out of it, I think, is what you thought. So
yeah, it would. I have a lot of passion for music, and that's something I want to keep a passion.
I like that. All right. Savory foods or sweet treats?
Ooh. It really depends. I've been really stuck on coconut cream pie cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, and I just can't stop thinking about it, so I probably would have to go sweet treats.
So going sweet treats on that. All right, I'm going to add an additional question, and this is for my benefit.
Okay.
If I'm not doing this, by the way, if I were to give you $20,000, this isn't happening, but let's say someone donated $20,000 and then gave it to you, and you had to take a vacation anywhere in the world, but you had to take me, even if that would matter, but where would we go?
I had to take you. Dang it, that ruins a lot of my choices. I don't know.
Wow.
I think I would probably want to go to Japan.
Japan, huh?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Japan is just so interesting to me, the culture and the city and the way they live.
Okay.
I would want to go see.
I think that'd be cool. Would not be my first choice, but if I'm the one that donated the money, I guess, so I can go where I want.
That's true. I mean,
anyways,
just take me wherever.
I like it. All right, so Japan, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some. So this podcast today is going to be a little more what I like to call tactical. So we're probably going to talk a lot of nutrition, health, what it looks like, how to follow a plan. We're gonna go through a lot of different things, but early on, I want to start with the early days of Alayna and kind of what got you into, I guess, fitness or even athletics in general. So early on, you started playing softball when I think you were probably 5.
Yeah, I was pretty young.
5 years old. Mostly then, I would say it was probably because I said, "Hey, let's play softball." And I put you in it. But then after that, you got to choose, and you just kept choosing to play. So what did you love about that? And I know there were some things you probably hated too. Maybe we'll cover both of those.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little softball here. Let's start with that.
Okay, that's fine with me. I think what kept me in it was the winning. Felt good to win. Really competitive.
I don't know where you got that from. But.
Yeah, I didn't learn it from anybody. But winning is what really kept me in it the most. I'd say throughout some years, I would say coaches, a couple teammates were really good. But mostly it was just being competitive, and I really enjoyed, being competitive not only with everyone else, but with myself.
Yeah.
And, trying to be better than I was the year before.
And when you say coaches, you're talking about me when I was coaching you?
Ooh,
yeah.
That
we'll
one,
just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. That's fine. So, and then you played early on, you played rec ball, and then you chose that you wanted to do travel.
Yes.
And I remember going through this with you. You were, when we started the travel, about 12?
Yeah, I was about 12.
About 12, and I remember the very first year we looked at the schedule and I said, "This is what your summer's going to look like." And you said, "You know what? I think I'll just play summer ball. I'm not going to do travel."
Right.
And then the next year you said, "But we found a much better option that wasn't quite as daunting."
Yeah.
Which was that was the Lake Fenton Diamond Devils,
yes,
right?
Yes, that was the first travel team I played on.
So we played on that travel team for 2 years. Was it 2 years? And then COVID hit, I think.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed.
I don't know if COVID was that soon.
Oh.
I played for Warriors.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, then you went to Warriors, and then but by the time you got in high school, you were pretty much, or your senior year, you were done. You were like, yeah, I'm done with this.
It was, I had a good time, and it was just over for me.
All right. So that's softball life.
Yep.
A little bit about, now let's shift gears, because you actually already brought it up, and I love that you brought this up because I wanted to talk about it, and that's music. So, and I remember, you tell me, because I can tell everybody what I think, but I want to hear from you.
Okay.
So what started your love of music, and why do you love music so much?
That's a good question, and I don't know that I can particularly answer that. I think I wanted to learn an instrument just out of, boredom of my being 14 years old. Didn't have much to do, didn't really have many friends. But I also think that a part of that was God putting that in me, because of where it's led me today. I can't say that it's not God putting that in me because of where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I think mostly that. But as I've gotten older, my love for music has definitely grown into something more, and I think that a lot of it is just like the intricacy of music, and just there's so much to learn about music. There's so much to learn about people who do music, musicians, and it's really interesting to me, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful.
And what instrument did you start playing first?
I played piano first because I took piano lessons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I took piano lessons when I was really
Shout
young.
out to Miss Jan, who
Janet
gave you
Rednauer.
Janet Rednauer gave you piano lessons. She still does it to this day.
And she does.
Yeah.
And that did not spark my love for music, I will say that. Piano lessons were not it for me, and I've never taken a music lesson since because of that. But then I started learning guitar,
Yep.
And then I switched back over to piano again. And now my main focus is piano, but when I record covers and stuff,
that is the power of the internet right there.
Right.
How you were able to basically self-taught through videos or watching certain people, and so you were able to teach yourself piano and then guitar.
Yeah.
Piano lessons were like one summer, and you basically learned the basics and
sheet
very
music.
Detailed. So sheet music, and you were like, nah, that's
I got
not
level 3 sheet music.
You're
and
like,
I was like,
not doing that. I want to jam.
And
out,
I still can't read sheet music, so it's okay.
There you go. I can't either. So there you have it. Well, all right, perfect. And I think that's and it's still I've seen the growth, and I think this is why I wanted you on the podcast, because everything that you've done, and this is kind of what I'm leading up to, is, and we'll talk about the gym in much more detail, but everything that you've done, you've basically sold out to become great at it, or become the best you could possibly be, which I admire that about you, because you'll take anything and you'll master it, or else you just won't do it. I don't think you do anything half-heartedly. You pretty much go all in when you do. And so you did that in softball. You became, I think you were all conference a couple years. You were a 4-year starter on varsity, although the freshman year that was the COVID year. That was the one that got shut down. And then your music, like I said, you took it. You wrote songs early on. You wrote one of the best songs that I've ever heard. For me, which was awesome. So I really enjoyed that. We'll talk about that one later, but I loved it. It was awesome. But and now you sang and you played guitar to start with the praise band,
yes,
if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And then they needed someone to play piano, and you were like, well, I'll just learn how to play piano better. And you did that. Yep. And now you can play. And then they needed someone to do drums, and you're like, give me a drum set. You put it in the basement, and now that hasn't quite come to. You're not going to drums at this point, so I think we solved that problem. But nonetheless, you're willing to step out and go and do what's needed to be done, and that shows a lot of awesome, I guess, determination is really so. And now you do that in the gym, and you absolutely crush it. I'm pretty sure your entire schedule revolves around what time you're going to the gym.
Absolutely does.
And so let's talk about that. When did you start actually going to the gym and working out? Was that during softball years, or when did you actually start hey, I'm going to hit the gym?
I was 15 years old. I may have just turned 16.
Okay.
Is when I got my first gym membership. Before that, for a few months, I was doing home workouts.
Okay.
I kind of graduated from that. I was like, I'm ready to go to the gym. So I got a Planet Fitness membership, and that's where I started.
Gotcha.
And about the time I started really taking it seriously. And for the first few years, I would say the first year and a half, I posted on a fitness account on Instagram. And that was when I first kind of started doing that. I let it go for a while, but
I remember that.
That's where I first started. And it's embarrassing to look back at because I had no idea what I was doing. And I was like, guys, follow me, listen to what I was doing. Listen to what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you know what? That's something. But you were willing to go out on a limb and do it, and even though you didn't know what you were doing. So you're like, I'll figure it out. Yeah. I'll just do it and I'll figure it out. And that's the ones that succeed usually do that. Yeah. They don't know everything about everything before they start.
Right.
They say, I'll do it and I'll figure it out along the way.
And I think now that's kind of where I'm at, is sort of like I'll figure it out along the way. I know I don't know everything, but I'm going to do it anyways. But back then, I think I thought I knew everything. I was still doing it.
Well, I think you still might think you know everything a little bit, but that might just be a dad's take. I don't know. But so you started 6 years ago, and you were going, and when you got the Planet Fitness membership, that was, so you were just going periodically. You didn't really have a schedule then, right? You were just kind of like,
no,
or
I did.
What did it look like?
It was like it was 3 days a week at the beginning, and then it switched to 5 days a week. I cannot for the life of me remember my actual split, but I did have a set plan because I wrote it in my notes.
Your split? Why don't you explain that for people that don't know? Talk to me like I'm 5. Okay.
So a split is basically what workouts you do and what day. So, like, for example, some people have like a PPL split, which is push-pull legs. So you would hit push-pull legs, and then sometimes you take a rest.
And
hit
push would be like
push would be like
chest,
triceps, shoulders.
Gotcha. Pull is curls and back and
biceps,
back. Okay, and then we know what legs are.
I do rear delts. Yeah, and
hopefully
legs.
everybody knows what legs are.
I would hope, because I mean,
legs
you never
are
know.
legs.
Some people might not have some watching, so let's not be offensive.
Okay, all right. Jeez. Anyways. So you 3 days a week, then you went to 5 days a week.
Right.
What made you go to 5 days a week at that point? Was it forced strength? Was it because you felt better? What was it that what did you love about the gym at that point?
At that point, I think it wasn't so much like a love for it like I have now. I think it was more so like, I see these people that I want to be like, and this is what they do, so I'm going to do it.
Gotcha.
It was more so
Hey,
that.
I think that is a great point. That's a good highlight right there. People need to like find someone that is where you want to get to or where you want to be. Do exactly what they did. You don't have to rewrite the script. You don't have to build something from scratch. Like if you look at them and they're doing what you want to see done, follow what they did and get there, right? Yeah. So I love that. That's good. Man, you had great teachers when you were growing up, I think.
Sure did.
That was awesome. Anyways, so then you went 5 days a week and you still were just kind of like trying to get results at that point. Over the last, I want to say, 2 years, there's been significant change, because even those years when you were working out for the first 4 years, you got stronger, but I didn't really see the results.
No.
And then the last 2 years, drastic difference. Drastic difference. And in fact, I think you recently showed an image of 1 year ago compared to today. Yeah. And that is huge change. Yeah. So what changed over the last 2 years that caused a significant or drastic change in a good way?
Right. There's two main things that I think have mainly contributed to my change over the last couple years. And the first one would be diet. And it's not that I didn't have a healthy diet before, but now I'm really dialed in on my macros, which is your proteins, your fat, and your carbs.
Okay. And macros are, say that one more time for those listening.
Your proteins, your fat, and your carbs.
Okay. And since we're on the subject, right, when you say you dialed in, what does it look like? Is there like a ratio? I told you we're going to get tactical, so I want to get very detailed with this. How much should somebody be eating of those things if they're working out, right, to get results?
Protein, I hit 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's a pretty average. Some people, I've hit more before.
So 180 a day, right? I'm just kidding.
Before I was at 180 grams of protein a day. And so I had low carbs. Okay. You want to keep fat stable.
So 1 gram of protein per pound that you're carrying, basically.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty safe general.
Just so that to clarify, this is to build muscle, correct?
This is for
not just building cardiovascular,
muscle, but building muscle comes from the gym. But the protein is what repairs your muscle. That's the muscle recovery. That's actually yeah. Got it. So when your muscles are broken down, the protein is what's repairing them.
All right, I love it. All right, so protein,
and then fats are super important. I know the social media of the world likes to kind of make them to be this really bad thing, but fats are what keeps your hormones running and regulated and your body functioning properly. Okay. And we know so proteins, obviously you can get them from meat. Chicken's a huge one. Turkey, I eat a lot of ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken.
So and you can get chickpeas. What's other good foods for high protein?
The beans and lentils and stuff does have protein in them. However, they're not a complete protein because it's not from meat.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why a lot of vegetarians struggle to build muscle, because it's not a complete amino acid. So.
All right. So fats, good fats, or where to get fats. I think like fish is a huge, right? That's a good one to get proteins and the good fats.
Yeah, omega-3s.
Omega-3s. Yeah. Okay.
Avocados, peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
Nuts.
Okay. So those are the good fats, not like we're not eating like deep fried chicken for our fats.
Oh, if you're eating deep fried stuff, you can eat your fats in one meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wouldn't recommend that if you're trying to make a good change.
That's not
right?
doing anything for your hormones.
Yeah, not good. Okay. So good
But
fats. All right. Avocados, nuts, got it.
Generally, fats are pretty much the same across the board. For women, it's 55 grams is what you should at least be hitting per day.
Okay.
For men, I think it's not much higher. I believe most men that I know are hitting about 60 grams of fat per day.
Okay.
The rest should be going towards carbs. And the world loves to say low-carb diet, no-carb diet. But carbs are what give you energy. Carbs are what fuel your brain. Carbs, I mean, your muscle is just filled with water. It's carbs. It's glycogen. Your muscle is completely flat without carbs, without glycogen, without water.
And I think most people, like when they say that, the problem is people will eat a bunch of carbs, like all carbs,
Right.
and then never burn them off, and that's when they turn to fat, right, in your body.
Right. I mean, eating in a caloric surplus in any amount, no matter what kind of macros you have, is you're gonna gain fat.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's just how.
You have to take carbs in,
thermodynamics
but you also have to do something to burn them off, right?
Right.
Got it. Okay.
But the energy that the carbs give you is what is going to propel you to have more muscle growth in the gym, because it gives you more energy and more strength in the gym. That's how you build muscle, is by
gotta
lifting
have
more
all
than you did the
three.
week before.
And how many carbs?
Carbs, you just throw the rest of your calories carbs. So depending on how many calories you have. So right now I'm at like 2,100 carbs. I'm usually around like
2,100
calories.
Okay.
2,100 calories, like around, and I would say usually I'm hitting about 250 to 280 grams of carbs.
Now, I know in your world now there's different stages in your workouts where you're taking in more calories because you're bulking up, or you're taking in less calories because you're cutting. But let's keep it a little bit simple for the people that are working out, that are maybe they've been working out and they're not seeing the results. Right. And this is probably going to solve it for them, or at least help with those results, which is one, get your protein, your fats, and your carbs.
Get it dialed in.
Get it dialed in. And how many calories should the average person intake if they're working out? Let's just say, because most people, I would say, probably 4 days a week, maybe 3 to 4 days a week, they're hitting the gym. If they're working out, I say that. But how many calories should they be taking in on a daily basis if they're working out maybe 3 to 5 times a week?
That can change by an insane amount depending on the person.
Okay.
And it's because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, just doing nothing. So it really depends on, like, there's a lot of online calculators you can do, and I wouldn't suggest doing the ones where you just type in your age, your weight, whatever. There's actual, what I did was a more scientific one. It took me, about 20 minutes to do, but it really kind of gives you a good idea of how much you should actually be consuming. But the best way to figure out where your calories should be at is just by tracking it and doing it. Eating whatever you eat, and then weigh yourself. I mean, if you're eating, let's say for me, I'm eating 2,100 calories, and I weigh myself, and I'm weighing the same every day, of course, that's going to be my maintenance calories.
Okay.
If you are, let's say you're just tracking consistently, and, you're a guy, and you're eating, 3,000 calories, I mean, that's for someone who is working out.
I probably am eating that, but I'm not working out. So I'm.
Well, let's say you're eating 3,000 calories, but you're gaining this much weight per week. Then you can use that and calculate what your maintenance would be off of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and there's a lot of things
basically
you can look
to
up
dial it
online
in, you really have to
you really
track.
just have to just do it and track.
Okay, and to
because
track,
it differs so much from person to person.
And there's a lot of apps out there to track. I think that this was a good opportunity to share, like maybe a couple apps that you would recommend or that you've used that would be simple. Maybe there's a free version, and then maybe there's one you pay for that is much better. But share what would you use if someone wanted to start tracking how many calories they're taking in, and how to track that?
MyFitnessPal is probably the most popular. I use one called Macros First, just because you can do the barcode
Okay,
scan.
so MyFitnessPal, that's the most popular. That's that one you just plug it, like it's got a bunch of food and stuff you can select on there, and it will tell you what the calories are. You try to dial in. Okay, and the other one that you use now is what?
Macros First, just because
that's the name of it. Macros
First.
Okay.
There's another one.
And why do you use that one, you said?
Because it has the barcode scanner and it's free.
Oh, so you can scan like the food and it will pull. Oh,
and it does that
awesome.
on MyFitnessPal too, but you do have to pay for that.
Gotcha.
There's another one that does cost money. It's macro something, but I know it's I don't know. We can get into
All right.
it at a different time.
Fair enough. All right. So track, hit the gym, track, eat your foods, but make sure that it's high in protein.
Right.
Get your fats in, and your carbs.
Yeah.
So
and if you're tracking your food, and so for example, not to throw anybody under the bus, but my grandma loves to say she eats 1,200 calories and she's not losing weight, and I love to tell her that's not possible.
Grandma, if you're listening, I do not endorse this message that she is.
That's not possible, Grandma. So if let's say you think you're eating that many calories, but somehow your weight's still going up, I can almost guarantee you're not tracking your food right.
Well, I think we all can. Yeah. Grandma's not tracking her food at all.
No, but I think it's important to also recognize the fact that when you're tracking, it is just as important to track accurately, or else you're not going to be getting the results.
Yes. Well, just like anything else, right? So you put garbage in, garbage is going to come out. If you don't put the right information in, you're not going to get the right results. So just bottom line. And so since we're talking foods, what's a good meal, or let's just talk about your daily meal plan, because this will probably be a 30-second segment, because I think you eat the exact same thing every single day.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. What is a daily meal plan for you look like? Give the audience some ideas of good food plans or good things to eat that will help with getting them those macros that they need.
Right. A lot of my meals are either rice, sweet potatoes, or regular potatoes, and then I'll put ground beef in it, and then I'll throw on like 2 eggs and maybe some avocado and some soy sauce.
Got it. And so this is like a bowl. You just make like a bowl mix-up kind of thing. Okay.
Yep. And it's
say that one more
phenomenal.
time. That way people, if they're taking notes or something, they can write this down.
Yeah. So I pick a carb, either rice, sweet potato, or regular potato.
Gotcha.
And then I throw ground beef, eggs, and avocado in it. Another good one I do a lot.
Fun fact I learned from you.
Okay.
Sweet potatoes are a very good source of potassium.
Amazing source of potassium.
So if you just eat potatoes or rice, give sweet potatoes a try, because they're better for you. You'll get potassium, and everybody could use some more potassium. So, all right. Sorry.
Another meal I really like is sweet potatoes, ground beef, and cottage cheese. I eat that quite often. I eat this thing called the bloat bowl. I have a lot of tutorials on it on my TikTok. It's a little complicated, but basically it's whey protein powder drip with Rice Krispies cereal, and then I'll throw stuff on top. But it's a really good...
Repeat that a little slower, because I'm trying to follow along here. And what was it you put in that?
Whey protein drip, which is whey protein powder and then water. You stir it up till it's like a certain consistency. And then I'll mix that in with Rice Krispies cereal, just plain Rice Krispies cereal. It's a really good pre-workout meal, I would say. In order to hit my protein, I have to make sure I at least have probably like 25 grams of protein.
So that's kind of your energy boost pre-workout, kind of get the day rolling. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll eat that for breakfast, just like because it's fast. I get a little bit of protein in for breakfast.
And we will cover all the social media stuff at the end, so that way people can take a look at you, reach out to you, whatever, ask questions. So, all right.
Before we keep going, though, let's go back to the beginning, because we didn't answer the second part of what has really changed my...
Oh, well, we got into the food thing,
didn't we? We got into the food. We deep dive on food.
Well, we can finish the food, and then we'll go back to the second part.
Sounds good.
Since we're on food, let's finish the food. Okay, so morning, you eat the whey protein and Rice Krispies cereal, right? Yep. Typically?
Yeah, sometimes.
Not always. Sometimes it's eggs over something, whatever. Then you have your bowls that are mostly... so what ground... Because this is important too, I think, right?
Yeah.
What type of ground beef, not brand or whatever, but there's different leans, there's whatever. So what's the lean percentage that kind of is the wheelhouse where you still get some fats, or what do you use?
I use the grass-fed 93% ground beef from Aldi. Okay. That is my favorite ground beef ever, and I will stand by that for the rest of my life.
Okay, well, there you go. So if you have an Aldi nearby, that's where you can get it. It's the 93% lean grass-fed.
Hey, maybe I should have been gatekeeping that, because it's always sold out, but...
Oh, boy.
Dang it.
Oh, boy. Now it's really going to be... You know how many people
All these people are going to go buy my ground beef.
Anyways. So, okay. All right. And then, so that's your pretty much, your meal. Is there anything else that I know that you eat certain things other...
Yeah.
Let's say you're on the go, because people are on the go and stuff like that. And I know you have certain places where you get stuff that still suits your diet that you're on. What are some recommendations for maybe a quick stop, or you're out for lunch or whatever? What do you recommend?
I'll get Chipotle.
Yep.
That's a big one. Chick-fil-A is honestly pretty good. You can get some grilled chicken nuggets or a grilled even sandwich. And
grilled chicken
it's
sandwich.
It's good for you.
And you get the,
for the most part.
I know Chipotle, you get the, it's like basically the chicken rice bowl, right?
I just get rice, chicken, lettuce, and tomatoes, and that's it.
There you go. So Chipotle is a great stop to get what you need to get and still be, minimal in your calories.
It can be an unhealthy stop when you start adding the queso and the cheese and the sour cream and the guacamole because it's about.
Well, you just listed off what I normally get when I get there.
Yeah.
So there's that.
It's great. It tastes amazing, so I
It
don't
is
blame
amazing.
you. But
Oh,
the
boy.
calories in
All
that,
right.
you're reaching.
See, I have to deal with this every day. Anyways.
Hey,
all right.
Keep you healthy.
So that's the food thing. And a sweet treat. So realistically, let's wrap up the food thing and then we'll go to the second part of the food, the sweet treats. Everybody. So do you have a cheat day? Do you have what is your, as long as because you are very, very strict and regimented with your food diet, but I've also seen you, indulge here and there. So what is your mindset behind that? How does that work?
Honestly, it's whatever I'm feeling like. I just know that I feel worse when I am eating foods like that.
Yeah.
They always hurt my stomach. They always make me feel,
Yep.
So if I'm going to, the first thing I make sure is that I have enough calories in my day from my plan.
Gotcha.
If I have enough calories and, it fits in fine, then that's fine with me.
When you say you have enough calories, meaning that you haven't overindulged already.
Yes, yeah.
And you have calories remaining to where you're like, okay, I can afford to do this and it's not going to throw me way off.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
it. Which is probably the most important part for most of us people out there, because when we indulge or grab a sweet treat or whatever, it's after we already just had 2 helpings of whatever we're eating. And then we're like, you know what? I think I will have a piece of pie or a bowl of ice cream after. So it's being very conscious about what you're eating, when you're eating, and if you have the calories left to do it. So you don't have a cheat day, basically,
Not
for the
really,
most part.
No.
Okay.
I would say that a cheat day is really popular, and it's really popular for people to spiral off of sweet treats that they have and sort of been like, oh, I just ruined, everything that I've been working for. And I think the most important mindset to have in that type of aspect is just get right back on track the next day and completely forget about it. Don't even try to lower your calories the next day, nothing. Any coach, trainer, anybody will tell you, just get back on track and you'll be okay.
Sorry. It will pop the mic if you hit the table. So, all right. So your cheat day, if you do have a cheat day, then I think I heard you correctly also, have a cheat day, but be very cautious with your cheat day, as far as because I've known another person that has had a cheat day, and the dude would eat probably 6,000 calories or something ridiculous in that day, and that is bad. So, and he's probably listening. It's Bud. It's Bud. So he was on a couple episodes. Yeah, he was on a few episodes ago, and that dude's cheat day that would have been someone's cheat month. I was like, dude, how are you eating that much? But he was very strict the rest of the days. So if you're gonna have a cheat day, be very minimal with it. Get yourself something nice, whatever. Eat your sweet treat, but then when the day's done, be done with it. Get back on your schedule, and
And I don't want to say that that's absolutely what everybody should be doing, because there is scientific evidence to show that eating a lower amount of calories during the week and then upping your calories during the weekend is good for your metabolic health. It's not super detrimental to that. But the thing is it can make a really big impact on your mental health in sort of a restrict and unrestrictive way. You can kind of spiral off that, and a lot of people do. So I don't want to say that that's a bad thing to do necessarily, but it can reverse the work that you put in for the week. So if you're trying to be in a caloric deficit and you're eating in the caloric deficit for, and a calorie deficit, it's more important that over a weekly basis, it's more important that you're under your maintenance calories on the weekly basis. If you are above your maintenance calories for one day, that doesn't mean that you're going to be above your maintenance calories for the whole week.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're under your maintenance calories for the week and then the weekend you eat so much, that can put you in a caloric surplus instead of a caloric deficit. So
to break it down in simple terms, you could set basically your calorie take for a weekly goal, but then break it down on a daily level so that you can track and understand how much you had that day. Got it. Okay. Got it.
That's generally way more helpful than trying to.
I love it. All right. There's some great ideas on food, where to eat and stuff. So let's get back to part 2 of why the drastic change over the last couple of years, right? Is that what we're okay? So what is the second part, or second reason, I should say?
Part 2 is absolutely 100% mindset, and this has definitely been.
That would be that might be part 2, but that's number 1 and everything. Yeah. So I love it.
I definitely think that it has made the most impact in the last year. My mindset has changed the most within the last year, and it's a mindset of pushing myself to my limit and knowing that I can do more than I believe I can do. Your body is way stronger than your mind. So when you're thinking that you can't do another rep on an exercise, tell yourself you can and do more. Do another one, do another rep. You can always do more than you think your body can. You know what I mean?
Ed Milet, the power of one more. He I know you love Ed Milet, so no, that's funny. Anyways, different story, but the power of one more. He says, just do one more. Do one more rep, one more push-up, one more.
Hey, who also says that? David Goggins.
There you go. So, all right, so mindset. And okay, I love that, because mindset is everything. Get rid of the limited beliefs, because we all have them, and it's really difficult. So let's get a little tactical on that, because how can someone change their mindset? Because it's not just a switch you flip, because our brains are like computers.
Yes.
And they've learned certain things over the years, and a lot of people out there have maybe they have a negative mindset, or they have negative thoughts about themselves or what they can do. What are some things that they can do to change that? Because I know I have some ideas, but I want to hear from you.
Yeah, no. What did it for me was recognizing the fact that you have the power over your mind to talk back to yourself. If you have an initial thought on something and you think, I can't do this, you have the power to tell yourself, no, I actually can do this. And I know it's like, once you do it for the first time, you're kind of like, I can actually control what's happening in my brain. I can control what I'm thinking. And it's almost like, for a while, I didn't realize that. I know that probably sounds stupid to say, but I didn't.
No, it's not stupid. I think everybody is.
I can control how I'm feeling. So when I would have this sort of negative thought, or I would have this thought that was not helpful to who I'm trying to be or where I'm trying to go, I would talk back to myself, because I know better than that. Although that might be my initial thought, I knew better than what I was thinking. So I would tell myself, no, we're not thinking that way. We're going to think about this. And I think that is so powerful in changing how you think. It rewires your brain. It teaches you to be more positive and more, driven, and more just have all of this, you're just more, you want to do more. You always want to do more, because you're pushing yourself in your mind to do more. And
so you said something there that I want to highlight, because it's very important that everybody understands this. You said, when I understood that I am in control of how I feel. And I think that's very important, that you are absolutely in control of how you feel, whether it be negative, positive, upset, sad, whatever it is. You are 100% in control of those feelings. No outside source should dictate how you feel. And now, does it leak in there every once in a while? Sure it does. But it's about the reset. And I think that for those that maybe how in the world can I get that mindset? You said it's creating new habits, daily habits. And if you don't know where to get the information or how to shift that, podcasts, books. I know that you spend daily, prayer and Bible time. So those are the things that would you say are the most beneficial to kind of get yourself rolling towards that new mindset?
Right. For me, the biggest thing that really kind of introduced me to that sort of mindset is watching people online, bodybuilders. I listen to a lot of Sam Sulek and obviously David Goggins, and just hearing the mindset of people who did it, who are great at what they do, is what gets you. You're okay, and you can adopt those things. You can adopt that mindset, And it's obviously like it's not going to come naturally to you at first. Like I said, you kind of have to talk back to your own mind and be like, no, we're not going to think about it this way. We're going to think about it this way. And that's how you really just rewire your brain to be in that mindset.
So surround yourself with the people, things, information of where you want your mindset to be. I love it. That is awesome, by the way. That I think that take anything out of this podcast, that would be my recommendation, because it doesn't matter if you're working out, doesn't matter if you got a 9-to-5 job that you're trying to achieve at, doesn't matter if you got your own business, if you're just trying to be healthier, whatever it is, it all starts with shifting your mind. Yeah. And that is the strongest thing that I think that you could have said today. So I hope someone will take that. So let's talk a little bit about how people can connect with you. Yeah. And then we're going to go into the Forge 5, where I don't want to push too long. I want to respect your time, respect other people's time. We try to keep these between 45 minutes to an hour. I think we're pushing about 45 minutes. So by the time we finish, so just a quick recap before we get, you want to hit your macros, which is your protein, your fats, and your carbs. Yeah. Workout. You work out at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days, 6 days a week. Okay. 6 days a week you work out. Yeah. And if you want to see changes like that, before we say how to connect with you, let's give somebody, the beginner, okay? Yeah. Someone that's like, I really want to do this. I want to see growth. I want to build muscle. How can someone just start? What would you recommend for someone that is not where you're at now, hasn't been in the gym a while? Right. How many times should they go to the gym? Where should they get a coach? What are your thoughts?
I think that a coach is a great idea if you don't want to have any sort of thought into it. If you don't want to take the time to learn, then I think a coach is what you need.
Gotcha.
If you want,
and it's not necessarily not taking the time to learn, but maybe their schedule just doesn't allow them to. Maybe you don't have the time to, figure out what kind of workouts you want to do, or figure out, how to get to the exact goal that you're trying to get to. That's where a coach comes in really big play for people who are beginners. Gotcha.
And, I think that is important. But if you're willing to take the extra time, honestly, just pick a program. There's a lot out there. Like, you can see, just honestly, what I did was I looked at people that I wanted to look like, and a lot of the times they'll have a program out there like, hey, this is what I do, and just follow it and stick to it. Gotcha. Be consistent. The biggest thing is consistency. You're going to see the most growth when you're consistent, and as long as you pick something that you can be consistent in, that is what matters the most. There's a study out there actually about consistency in women, and cycle syncing is what they call it, and sort of a syncing. A lot of people probably heard about this. It's a pretty popular topic.
Well, let's pretend that they haven't.
Okay. Cycle syncing.
Because I have no idea what you're talking about. So
cycle syncing is the sort of, they went into a whole scientific study about if women should train differently based on where they are in their menstrual cycle. Okay. And they did see better results from cycle syncing, but the reason why they did is because more women were able to stay consistent in going to the gym instead of giving up because they felt weaker one week, or they didn't have as much energy this day. The thing that matters the most is consistency.
Gotcha.
That's what's going to get you the progress. Not so much all this.
So pick how many days you're going to go to the gym.
Yeah, and just stick to it.
Whether it be 2, 3, 6, whatever it is that you for whatever you want to achieve, and just stick to that schedule, protect it at all costs, and make sure you get there and get it done. Yeah. Okay. I love it. All right, so let's share a little bit about how they can connect with you. If you want to share your social media things where they can see, because I know you've posted different workouts, different things you do, what you eat, meals, all kinds of stuff on yours. Yeah. So what is the best way to reach you or to get the info?
Most of my fitness content is posted on TikTok.
Okay, what's the username?
It's Alayna J. White.
That's Alayna, so Layna J. White, WHITE.
It's the same username on Instagram. I do post some, more aesthetic fitness content on there. I don't really get into any informational stuff on Instagram. All my informational stuff is going to be on TikTok at the moment.
All right, so TikTok, Alayna J. White. Look that up. You'll get all the a lot of the workouts and meals and stuff that you've...
I I post a bunch of workouts. I post a bunch of, meal ideas, meal inspiration. I post a lot of mindset videos. So all my information that I sort of give out is on there. I also have a free link in my bio to my current program, my workout program. It does not have the details of my upper body days, but it has all the details of my lower body days, which I know most women are more interested in anyways.
And
but
for butt, right? Is that what we're talking about basically? I mean, legs too, but the butt.
Legs,
a lot
glutes,
of
quads.
glutes. Got it. Okay.
That's up in my link tree in my bio on my TikTok, so you can find that there.
Got it. Love it. All right. Well, I love that. So if you got, if you have questions on more details or whatever, reach out. You can always comment on this podcast. It's on all the platforms. So if you're listening, Spotify, Amazon, actually, you're the one that hooked me up with all that. So appreciate that. She's also my tech lady. So I love this. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. All right. So you connect with her, ask questions. She'll be able to help you out. She'll definitely, give you a lot better information than I'll ever be able to give you on this stuff. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing.
Yes, thank you.
For the ladies out there and men, it all fits. But there was some great stuff for the ladies there. So we get into our final segment that I like to wrap up with. It's called, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper into Alayna, and it's called the Forged Five. So just ask you a few questions. You say first thing that comes to mind, maybe a little bit of why behind it. But number one, and I think this is a good one, and you've kind of probably touched on it actually, I feel like, but what's one daily habit that changed your life?
Honestly, the one daily habit that has changed my life is red light therapy. And not just because of red light therapy itself, but because you can't do anything in red light therapy. It's 20 minutes long and you just stand there. I spend that time in prayer. That's like my prayer time, and it's really, when you have that much time and you have to stand in there for 20 minutes.
And you're able to get the outside world out of your of your hands and yes,
you can't do
no
anything
distractions.
There's no distractions. You're just standing there, and I feel amazing after because my skin is glowing.
Okay.
But
I like that.
but it really kind of forces you to. It's enjoyable to spend time in prayer, but you kind of get to a point where you just start praying for anything that comes to your mind, because after a certain amount of time, if you're not used to praying for long periods of time, you don't really know what to pray for. You kind of feel like you're out of ideas. Yeah. It's really helped me learn to pray more for others and more for,
I love it.
So it's helped me be more,
that's actually
empathetic.
Great. So the red light therapy, because, and this is the takeaway I want people to get, you may not be able to go do red light therapy, pay for it, whatever. Put the phone down, no TVs, no nothing. A lot of people do like the prayer closet.
Yeah.
And that's what they'll go in the closet and they'll sit there and 20 minutes, spend 10, whatever it is, start with 5.
Yeah.
Start there and get yourself a just one-on-one with God and a mental reset away from technology and everything. That's huge.
It feels amazing.
That's huge. I love that. Perfect. Number 2, what book, podcast, or person has impacted you the most? Now, I say this to all the guests. We say, because we are heavily faith-based. So the Bible, Jesus, God, like that's it. We all know that's extremely number one, most important. Outside of that, where maybe what's a book, podcast, or person that's impacted you the most, or if you want a couple, whatever.
I would love to say a book, however, I don't really read.
Wow.
I read a lot of research papers online, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Podcast, this is gonna sound very, wow, she definitely is 21. But I definitely enjoy and think that I have learned the most from listening to Joe Rogan podcasts. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay.
Listen to people like, he just recently had Justin Ilya on there, and that was a really interesting one to just hear about,
Gotcha.
their mindset. He has had David Goggins on there. He's had a ton of people on there.
Yeah.
That it's interesting. They're 3 hours long, and you see so much of a person when they sit down for 3 hours and they just talk. They just talk about anything and everything.
Are you saying we should have done a 3-hour podcast?
Yeah, we should have. We should have. What are we doing?
I don't know. We'll come back on. Next time you come on, we'll do a 3-hour podcast, and we'll see how that goes.
So much into people's minds and how they work, and a lot of the people are successful and great and amazing, and so it's interesting to see how they think. And
Okay. So it's not necessarily. It's the Joe Rogan podcast that has probably impacted you the most over the. Okay, I like that. Kind of hoping for Dad there, but I guess not. Anyways, what's one piece of advice or lesson that you learned that you will never forget?
Ooh, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. A very, very long time ago, we used to have church on Wednesday nights up at Bristol Road.
Okay.
And the younger kids would go upstairs and we'd be taught a lesson by either Bud or Brandon.
Okay.
And I remember one week we talked about how to pray, and we talked about using the acronym JOY, which was to pray in the order of joy, which is pray first for Jesus, thank him for, what he's done for us, what he's given us, and then O for others, pray for others before yourself.
And the why is yourself.
Yeah, and I
like that.
I think about that. That's how I pray every single day, and that's what I think about. And it's I don't know, it feels.
Love that. All right, for those that like, hey, how do I pray? I don't know how to pray. There it is. There it is. Joy. Just remember joy. Jesus, others, then yourself. Mm-hmm. Love it. Love it. And it is okay to pray for yourself, by the way.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, this is a good, fun one, I think. What is your favorite movie and why?
Ooh. I got two up in the air right at the moment that I'm sort of, either La La Land.
Never heard of it.
Or it's a Ryan Gosling movie. It's amazing.
Oh.
And it's a jazz movie.
Okay.
La La Land or Good Will Hunting.
Oh, good. Now, Good Will Hunting is an awesome one. Is there a why behind either one of those, I guess? I mean, Good Will Hunting, kind of self-explanatory. It's just probably one of the greatest movies of all time. I think most people would agree with that.
La La Land is a movie. It's kind of sad a little bit, but it's a good like representation of where your life can go, and it's basically about these two people who are honestly genuinely perfect for each other, but they don't end up together and it shows how their lives kind of where their lives went after they were apart, and what it would have looked like if they were together. And it really just kind of shows the impact on the decisions that you make in your life. And I mean, it's beautiful. They're both happy in the story, but it's beautiful to see that either way, your life can change in just a couple decisions.
Okay, that was way deeper than I thought you were going to go with that movie. Holy smokes. Golly, that was deep stuff right there.
It's a good movie.
I don't know that I've ever went that deep with a movie in my life, but now that I'm like, that's crazy.
That's how deep I go with movies.
You did say that you were always analyzing, so that would have been that's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we'll end with this one and we'll wrap it up. If you could have coffee with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Ooh, one person. I feel like right now.
Could be anybody throughout history.
Anybody throughout history.
Oh yeah. Well, dead or alive, I guess that kind of...
I think right now, he's alive, just to preface. But I think I would love to sit down and have a cup of coffee with Sam Solik. Just because...
Who is... do I know him?
He's a bodybuilder.
Oh, okay.
However, he is completely self-taught.
Okay.
He's a completely self-taught bodybuilder. He's very successful in bodybuilding, and he's done it all himself.
Gotcha.
And the way that his mind works, the way that... how calm and collected he is, and how precise he is about things, I would love to sit down and talk to him about it. He's just...
love it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I learned a lot. I hope others learned a lot. I got to see a little bit of we don't get to sit down for an hour and talk about thank you all for watching, listening. Again, jump on, Spotify, like the podcast, share the podcast. This one will be huge, so share it with someone you know, anybody that maybe is starting, maybe anybody in the gym, because let's just say we can all learn a little bit more information about how to eat the right food, how much we should work out. And again, jump on her TikTok, Alayna White, TikTok, and you get all the details. But thanks for watching another episode of Built with Jason White.